Hello everyone. Now today we'll see the last topic of this OpenGL from unit number 1. The topic name is GLUT, that is graphics library toolkit, then events and callback functions. These are the topics which comes under the OpenGL. So today let's see what is this. So these are the contents of today's lecture. Before going towards the contents, let's see what are the preliminaries required for this OpenGL, or whenever we are using this GULT, that is toolkit library, etc. So what are the requirements, that is preliminaries, that we have to see. So the which header files we are going to include, that are given here, that is #include gl/gl.h. So then glu.h and glut.h. These are the three header files which we are including. So this describes all the functions call, their parameters, and define the constant values to the compiler. So this is what the purpose for the header files, that they are described, header files described all of the function calls, their parameters, and define constant values to the compiler. Okay, they provide the information to the compiler. So OpenGL has the header files like a GL. The first is GL header file, that is core library. Whenever we are saying GLU, that is utility library, and whenever I am saying GLUT, that is freeware windowing toolkit, that is utility toolkit. Okay, so these are three libraries we are referring for this as a header file. Then the next libraries that we are using. Why we are using? The library is having its own set. Okay, so different libraries set we are having here. So libraries are the operating system dependent implementation of that OpenGL on the system where you are using that. Okay, so each operating system has its own set of libraries. Suppose if I am saying Unix, then for that the name is libgl. Okay, libgl.so, and if I am saying I am using the Microsoft Windows, then for that which library I have to install? I have to install OpenGL 32.lib. This is nothing but the library which we are going to use for macros and Unix system. So these libraries are preliminaries which is required to execute OpenGL program. Then next one is enumerator types. So finally these are nothing but some basics data types. We all of you know that float, double, integer, etc. Which your program used to store the variables, right? The purpose of this is to store the variables. So to simplify that platform independence of this OpenGL programs, a complete set of enumerated types are defined over here, and we are use them to simplify the transferring of your program to the other operating systems. Okay, means no need to change the data type, they are independent, platform independent will be. Okay, so this all are regarding the preliminaries which is required for OpenGL. Then let us start with this GULT. So what is this GULT? Let us see. Okay, so the full form of this is OpenGL Utility Toolkit, which is a library of functions that are common to virtually all modern windowing systems. So this is what the virtual we are having a virtual modern system to execute some computer graphics program. Okay. So for the sake of simplicity, we are using this additional freeware library for simplifying the interaction. It is nothing but interaction with the system. So GULT in the OpenGL Utility Toolkit is a library to make a writing OpenGL programs regardless of windowing system much easier. It will be the best of all our examples in the class. Now we will see what the command actually we have to use whenever we are considering the OpenGL. So this is what the command when I am using this void GULT int GLUT init, means I am initializing that by the variables integer argument and character argument v. Okay. So we are here initializing, that is why we are using GLUT initialize, and should be called before the OpenGL function. Whenever you are calling any function from OpenGL, before that calling of function you have to initialize your toolkit, graphics library toolkit we have to initialize. So, what it is going to take? It will take the argument from the main, okay, and we are using them as an implementation dependent manner. So, argument, see, whenever I am saying argc, so it is representing the count, and whenever I am saying the argv, then it is representing the value, okay. So, this is what I have to initialize my graphics utility toolkit. Then the function GLUT create window, whenever I want to create a window in that GL, that is OpenGL. So, I will put a window on the screen whenever I want, wherever I want, I will put that window onto the screen. So, what you have to give for that purpose? You have to give the position and the size of that particular window. So, whenever I am saying the position, so what will be the different position? If you want to set on the upper left corner, lower left corner, likewise. So, default values here what? The position is set to the upper left corner and the default size is set to the 300 by 300 pixels. So, we can change its size also, we can change the size of window, we can also change the position of that particular window. So, what are the commands we are using over here for this? So, whenever I am creating a window, I will say integer GLUT create a window and I will provide some title to that particular window. So, the argument allows us to put a title on the top border of that window. So, whenever I am creating any window, I can create a title on that window by using this create window function. Return type of that create window function is integer. Then next, whenever I will say create a window on a screen with a given title, that is title is given in argument. So, the function returns an integer that can be used to refer the window in multi-window situation. So, I already said that the return type of this function is integer. Okay. Whenever I want to change the position or size, so I will use change position of that window, change size of window functions. Okay. So, this is what the OpenGL GLUT toolkit. Then whenever I am saying event loop, means I have to perform some what I will say create an event or performing an event. So, what kind of events we are performing? Event means whenever you stroke your system with a keyboard, with mouse, anything. So, at that time we are saying that we are creating an event. Okay. So, that is called as a event. So, which kind of events we are having over here? So, three basic events are mouse event, keyboard event or a window event. Okay. So, whenever I am saying that event is a mouse event, whether it is keyboard event or whether it is window event. So, whenever you are moving your mouse, right. So, screen is stroked with something, that is called as a mouse event. Okay. So, if you are moving your mouse or if you are clicking the mouse, whether it is right click, left click or you are scrolling the mouse, right. So, these are different mouse events on a particular screen. Then there are some events like a keyboard event, whenever you are pressing any key from your keyboard, that comes under the keyboard event. Whenever there will be any task regarding to the window, then I am saying that will be a window event. For example, if you are resizing your window, I have already told you that for a window we can change the position, we can change the size, right. So, if we are resizing our window, that is again called as a window, means whenever one particular window is open, if you are minimizing that window, maximizing that window, that is called as a resizing of a window, right. So, here in this example you can see that the many windows are minimized over here. So, this is we can say the resizing of a window. We are having a different buttons over here, this is minimization, this is called as a maximization and this is nothing but the closing, right. So, this task we can perform with the windows. Then we are covering up the window by another window, means this one window is covered with another window, this window is covered with another window. So, these are different things we are doing with the windows also. So, these all things are called as a event over here. Okay. So, what is the requirement for this event? So, the programming paradigm used to work with this with them is to have events handled by a particular operating system and that all are placed in queue. For example, if you are handling the PC, right, your computer system, you are opening the multiple tabs, right. So these multiple tabs are handled as an event and they are placed in a event queue. So one by one event will be handled by that particular system. So whenever we are opening a multiple tab, that particular tabs will taken as an event and they are handled with the event queue. So events are processed sequentially from that queue. I am storing that multiple windows into the queue and one by one I am handling that from the event queue. So the application programmer write a set of callback functions that define how the program should react to specific event. So what is requirement of this event? Whenever I want I have multiple windows open, you have seen in this example the multiple windows are open. So I have to handle this multiple windows over here. So how I am going to handle that? I will call the event queue, and event queue how it will execute one by one event. So by using the callback function. So callback function will keep the track of all these events over here. So now we will see what is the callback function. So let us see the callback functions. Okay, what is the callback? This application program that can define its own callback functions which rely on the default callbacks for a few events, or a do nothing, in which case event without callbacks are ignored. Means either it will do something events or do nothing. So how? So this GLUT, that is a utility toolkit, uses this callback mechanism to do its event processing. Whatever the events we are mentioning in our event queue, that all event processings are done by this callback mechanism. So callbacks simplify the event processing for that application developer. Okay, it simplify the process which event is handled by handle after another event, that keep the tracks of all event. So as compared to more traditional event driven programming, where the author must receive and process each event and call whatever actions are necessary, the callbacks simplify that process by defining what actions are supported and automatically handling the user's event, right. First in the first days we have to do it manually. So user is going to do, it is giving the frequencies and all things. Now this callbacks are doing this automatically. Okay, this is called as a automatic handling of that user events, right. So all the author must do is fill it what should happen when. So different events we are having over here. So GLUT supports the many different callback actions that are including GLUT display function. What is the purpose of this display function? It is called when the pixel in the window need to be refreshed. Okay, whenever you want to refreshing, then in that case the display function you are using. If I am saying the reshape function I have to use, then when I am going to use, whenever I am changing the window size, then I will say the reshape. I am minimizing, maximizing, etc. So whenever I am reshaping means I am resizing my window size. One more, that is keyboard function. Whenever you struck the key and it will stroke towards the screen, right. Whenever I am pressing the any key from our keyboard, in that way I have to call the keyboard function over there. These all functions are supported by utility toolkit. Okay. So next is mouse function. When the user presses or moves the mouse button from that mouse, then in that case I have to use this mouse function is used by this GLUT. Then a motion function is there. When the user moves the mouse while mouse button is pressed, means I am pressing the button also and moving the mouse also, at that at that time I have to use this motion function. Then the next one is a passive mouse function. Okay, so this is called when the mouse is moved regardless of mouse button state. Okay, mouse is moved but the button is not pressed, in that case that is called as a passive mouse. Then ideal function is also there. Means what? A callback function called when nothing else is going on, that is called as the ideal state. very useful for animation. So, in animation for some period of time we have to remain that animation in ideal state. So, in that case it is widely used that GLUT ideal function. Then we will see some of this callback function, example of this callback function, let us see. So, whenever I am saying a display callback function, okay, we will see some of the example from the previous one. So, the display callback function, in that we are using the command like a void GLUT display function. In that again I am passing one function, you can see here the void star function, and the type of that will be a void. So, in function I am passing the another function. So, here the function is called each time there is a display callback. So, the command for this is GLUT display function, and in bracket I am calling a display function. So, for this particular display I have written some program over here. So, what I need to display? So, this program is showing that I want to display the vertices. Okay. So, one of the most important callback is this, that is display function. This callback is called when the window needs to be refreshed. It is here that you would do all your OpenGL rendering. So, this routine merely clears the window, renders a, now in this program it is giving a triangle shape, and then we are calling for that a vertex function. We have already covered this vertex function, right. So, now how I write this function? I have mentioned that void display, and no parameters I am passing over here. So, I will begin that I want to draw a triangle strip, and for that I am mentioning the vertices. So, all of you know that the function for this is GL vertex, 3 showing whether it is 3 dimensional, 2 dimensional, right. So, 3 showing here 3 dimensional, then f is nothing but floating point, and v is nothing but a pointer. This is pointer to this array. So, in this way I am mentioning this triangle strip over here. So, this display function is passed as a parameter to this display function of utility toolkit. So, this is one example of display. Now, the next example is all about the ideal callback. So, what it does ideal callback? So, this animation requires the ability to draw the sequence of images, right. Animation is nothing but the images are moved faster and it look like a video or a motion, right. So, this GLUT ideal function is the mechanism for doing the animation. So, you register a routine which updates your motion variable, and then we are request that this scene is to be updated, and for that purpose we are having some state as an ideal. For that continuation animation, the command will be GLUT ideal function, and I am passing the ideal as a function. So, here the ideal function is written as t plus equal to, means it is incremented by some value dt, that is nothing but a time. Okay. So, you are redisplaying that contents again and again. So, this is called as a ideal, means you are pausing for some time. So, this is all about the ideal function. And last one example is user input callbacks. So, in that case user input is nothing but your keyboard input, right. So, keyboard input means you are whenever you are pressing any key, for example quit, if you want to quit means you want to exit from that particular window. So, you will press the Q. So, these are nothing but small examples of that callback functions. So, for this input, if you are saying the keyboard as an input, for that purpose you are using GLUT keyboard function, and you are passing keyboard as a parameter. So, this keyboard function is written over here with the character key and some x and y value that are nothing but the coordinates of your screen. So, whenever I am saying that Q, if I want to press the Q means I will exit that particular window, and if I am saying the R means you are redisplaying some contents. So, these are nothing but some keyboard functionality when I am saying it is a callback function. So, if I want to resize the window size, or if you want to change the position, for that purpose I am using this void GLUT, and in that you are initializing the window size, here width and height. By default size is 300 by 300. So, if you want to change the window position, then you have to change the integer x and y, means you have to change the coordinates of your window, right. So, you can having the height and width here for the size of that window, and you are having x and y, that is nothing but the top left corner of the window or a bottom corner, etc. You can mention with that coordinates system. So, again this for this display mode, we are having two models, that is RGB color or you are having the single buffer. So, this whenever you are saying you are having an application program and the function is this display mode, then it requires the two types of that windows, that is RGB color or a single buffering, which can be specified explicitly by that particular function call. So, you have to mention here the OR is representing either you can use this RGB or you can use this single. So, this GLUT supports for the two buffering, that is single buffering or RGB color display mode. So, this is what the display mode of your color values, whether it is RGB or single buffering. So, here we stop today. Thank you all of you.